Hey everyone, here we are with episode 2 of Stuck at Home Storytelling. Today we're going to talk about Sinan, the Hebrew pirate. What's that? You heard me correctly. Our story starts in 1492. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella kicked all of the Jews and Muslims out of Spain. And if Spain is here, most of the people traveled south across the Mediterranean Sea to North Africa and settled over here on the coastline, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, etc. During that time, there was a man named Barbossa. He was an Ottoman Muslim captain who planned out all the operations and then would send out his soldiers to attack Spanish merchant ships and military or naval ships. The Ottoman Empire gave out a special license to any pirate that wanted to attack merchant or naval Spanish Christian ships and not get punished by the law. They had what was called a privateering license. Amazing, I know. So Captain Barbossa took advantage of that. He planned out amazing operations against any Spanish ships that were patrolling or bringing merchandise throughout the Mediterranean Sea. King Charles in 1531 came from Spain. He was the new king. And he decided we really need to start taking over some of North Africa to defeat the Ottoman Empire. So he came with 50 warships, 200 supporting vessels, around 20,000 men. They came to a city called Tunis, which exists to this day. And they took it over completely with no issues, and any Jews or Muslims that were there were either sold into slavery or tortured, unfortunately, and killed. Right after he succeeded in Tunis, he decided to make the same operation in Algiers. So he brought all of his ships, 20,000 men. In Algiers during that time, there were only 4,000 men protecting the entire coastline in a fortress up on the hill led by Sinan the Hebrew pirate. They were there waiting, praying to God that they would somehow succeed over Charles and his 20,000 men. Just as King Charles was about to dock and attack the fortress, an incredibly strong storm took place for 3 days. In the storm alone, 14 of King Charles's ships were destroyed and 8,000 men were killed. The remaining men pushed really hard, came to the shoreline, and decided to attack the fortress up on the hill. But because of the rain and the storm, the entire beach and coastline was very muddy and mucky. So they couldn't advance with the horses, and they could barely advance on foot. They were doing their best, though, to try to make it across the land to attack the fortress. Sinan took advantage of the situation, took his 4,000 men, and charged down the hill with his horses and infantry. They made easy work of whoever was left from King Charles's army. King Charles was still fighting, though, not giving up, and a man there named Horatio Cortez, who later on conquered Mexico, was on the beach with him at the same time. He turned to King Charles and he said, "Come on, we still have a lot of men left. We can still win this. Let's push harder." King Charles said, "After the storm, after this beach, after all the men we've lost and our morale is all the way down, let's get out of here. We'll come back another day." And that's what they did. They left. The Jews and Muslims of Algiers prayed and thanked God for that amazing miracle that saved them. And there was a Jewish custom among the Jewish communities that lived in Algiers to fast for 3 days every October 23rd of every year, just to thank God for the incredible miracle.